Hello, beloved. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, as well as career and finances. You'll find the link to my Patreon listed in my description box below. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google. Search it and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. Without further ado, let us tap in and find out why were you spiritually led here? What is here for you, beloved? Why did you resonate with the title? And why did your own YouTube algorithm present you with this message? Let us tap in and talk to God, okay? Okay, I see you being in this energy of, a teacher of some sort here, okay? But this is a teacher of energy. I'm channeling that you are a teacher of energy. This is based on your identity here, right? There is a way in which you are able to teach based on energy here. This could literally be just you being you, okay? You don't have to be doing something specific here, but I am seeing here that you carry an alchemist energy, somebody that can transform situations and can transform themselves and can transform other people here, okay? With energy. Okay, I feel like you can do this. Okay, and this could be based on the words that come out of your mouth or how you do what you do in life or the approach you have to life, your belief system, your faith, the trust you place in things, in people, in situations. Like you are able to harness your energy to transform other people, harness your energy to transform situations, harness your energy to transform yourself here, okay? This is no joke. What you are about, what you can do, it's no joke, okay? It's a very powerful thing here, okay? But with that power, I see that power does attract, entities of people that are monsters within themselves. It's like, what I mean by that is everybody has a human vessel, which is the human body, right? But within the vessel is the host. So the host is led by the spirit. The host leads the thoughts, the host leads the emotion, right? Therefore, the host embodies the spirit. And you, with this power, you tend to attract people whose vessel is consumed by a specific host, which is like a specific entity of darkness. Like, you ever realize how people come into your life and they portray themselves to be one way, but then it's a false mask all along, or it's a lie all along, it's an illusion. And then when the mask falls, you really see the monster in them, you really see the snake in them. It's that sort of thing where you tend to, or this power you have tends to lead you in certain paths of life and lead people in your path of life as well. These people you tend to attract here, it's not your doing, it's because of the power. They're attracted to the power. You might not wear the power in your, write it on your forehead and say, I'm powerful, I can do this, I can do that. But life is about energy at the end of the day, and you can feel when someone's powerful, you can see when someone's powerful, you can tell. All right. And these people here, they know that you are powerful. Okay, they know that there is something about you that is very special here. Okay, you can restore, you can heal, you can rejuvenate, you can do this with your own individual identity. You don't need anyone to do this. Okay, that's what makes you so powerful. It's like a one-man job, a one-woman job. Okay, so these people that are consumed by monster entities or attached to monster entities, these entities use these people against you. Like, that's why you've been deceived a lot, lied to a lot, betrayed a lot. That's why they've been people that have done you wrong when all you were was genuine to them. That's why there were so many snakes in the grass. And that's why people always wore a false mask. Like, people don't know this, but like, there is, oh my God, there is always spirits lingering in our energy. It's the access that the spirits have that determine what they can do to us. There's always spirits around. This world here, if you think about it, in the era of life where, you know, Jesus existed, right? He died somewhere on this earth. Your ancestors died somewhere on this earth. Whether it's cremation or just their skeleton, it's buried somewhere. There's so many spirits on earth. Like, those are just analogies, examples, reference points, and case studies of like making you understand how deep things can get when it comes to life. It's just the access that these things have to us is determined by the protection, the fortification, the spiritual covering that we have. And it's people like you that are very special and have these gifts, these talents, these abilities to transform. You are targeted the most by these spirits because they feed off of us, the living. So the same people that are also living, these same spirits attached to them because they might not have the same spiritual covering, the same fortification, the same protection as you do. Hence, they can be attached to these spirits, or hence these spirits can enter their vessel and embody the host, right? We have the star. This is the energy of just being special based on your individuality. Okay, we have Aquarius energy here. We have the Knight of Cups. We have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. We have Virgo energy here. Yeah, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. It's like, beloved, it's like people like you are rare, right? It's not just like every day you stumble upon an alchemist, right? Somebody that has an ability to change things in a crazy way just with energy here, and them doing it, not needing anything or anyone to help them, right? That just should make you realize how much power you possess and why these spirits could be attached to you and attracted to you the way they are. Attached to the idea of leeching onto you and consuming your vessel. All right. That's why there's been people in your life that did you how they did you, because it's like someone that does something to you and they have no clue how bad it is until it's all said and done. And then when time goes and you really reflect on what happened and what people did, some really dark, grimy, malicious, low vibrational stuff. Is all karmic. And if you take a look at it and reflect on it in such a way that like you could have been harmed, or you could have been affected in a different way, you could have been compromised in a way that could have like really put you in a state of being of no return here, not being able to rise up again. But you always did. You rose up again time and time again. That's why you have this special ability, because it was the one that rose you up, right? God blessed you with this gift, this ability, this skill, this talent to be able to do this, to transform situations, people, things, and yourself included. When they thought you were down, when they thought what they did would have put you in a certain position, when you rise again, you eliminate the same entities that are being used against you. You eliminate the same entities that have been placed in these people's bodies because they're so low vibrational, so comic, so malicious, so deceptive. They wear false masks, such liars, cheaters, all these things. They avoid to these entities. They just enter, and then they just enable the person to act and do and say certain things in the energy of being against you. You think it's just the people doing it. No, like people got literally monsters attached to them. These entities don't play. They've been around. It's like ancient entities that have been around for the longest time, since the beginning of time. Entities that just roam and just seek a vessel to enter, and a host. So, beloved, your gift here, your talent, your skill, this alchemy, it puts you in a very high vibrational energy whereby you aren't able to be touched, because God has fortified your life and placed protection over your life and spiritual covering. God wouldn't gift you with something, bless you with something, give you a talent or a skill, and then knowing that it'll attract certain things into your reality, and then like not protect you, cover you, shield you with fortification. God would never do that. That's why all these weapons that have been formed never prospered, because God knew what would happen, but he knew that you would always make it out of it, or be at the end of the tunnel with it, where the light is at, right? So with all that being said, beloved, you are very, very ancient, powerful entities that they powers based on darkness though. These entities here are obsessed with being attached to your energy and entering your vessel, but they know that they can't. So what they do is they send people your way. People that, they feel like, okay, they can make it happen for them, right? Whatever these entities want to do to your reality, they send people your way that will make it happen. All right. You wonder why somebody betrayed you so bad, lied on you so bad, did this and that, and acted like this and said this. Like, all these people were used by these entities. This is like some spiritual stuff that we go through, y'all. Spiritual warfare is not just based on what happens to you, but what is done by other people to you. All right. And these people, like, the crazy thing is that when time goes on, and these people, they so deceptive already, low vibrational already, karmic already, malicious already, just rotten and broken within themselves already, that they can be void to these entities. They don't have spiritual covering, fortification, or protection, all right, against these entities. Once these entities use these people and they leave them, they now live with the consequences of what they've done. They now have to live with it. Isn't that crazy? That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, this ain't no joke, okay? We have the Queen of Pentacles here. We have double Virgo energy. We have Capricorn and Taurus energy as well here. Okay. Like, even family, right? Family can have entities attached to them to bring you down, to be against you, to oppose you, to destroy you, to hurt you, to harm you. Friends that you thought would never, just people that you are connected to, colleagues, even a freaking stranger. They just find themselves consumed by your identity. All of a sudden, they out for your life or for your blood, or they just thirsty to hurt you, harm you, cause you pain. It's not just what it seems or what meets the eye. There's the spiritual aspect of it. Okay, we have the Five of Cups here and the identity card. We have double Scorpio energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. It's like how these entities work, right? They find someone in your life that is already wearing a false mask. Someone that is already planting an illusion about who they are. They're not who they say they are, right? They know what they say, they know what they do, they know what they think, they feel when it comes to you, and it's not what they say it is. They just lying, right? They're portraying an illusion to try and fool you so that they shape your perception of them to be something that it's not. You think they're this, but they're not that, right? Entities use people like that, right? Against powerful people. Like, okay, let's say an example, an analogy, a reference point, a case study, right? A mother that never wanted her child to succeed or blossom, right? A mother that hated their child but secretly hid it, or they hated the child so much that they wouldn't even hide it. Entities would attach to the mother, and the mother would do so many dark things to the child, so many bad things, hurtful, painful things, harmful things to the child, right? And when whatever they do to the child does not succeed because of whatever the child's purpose is, whatever the child's destiny is, all right? When they don't succeed, right? When this mother doesn't succeed against the child, these entities would then leave, and what would remain? What the mother did. And the reason the entities even had access is because the mother was already void. The mother was already an entity herself. Like, think about it, y'all. So coming back to the generalization of this message here, right? That was just an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example. People, we are not just people, we are spirit, all right? We are spirit. If we were just flesh, the world would be a different place. There's a lot to this, right? And that's why we need God, because God sort of is the only common constant thing that you can trust. Everything else can change in an instant. Everyone else can change in an instant, right? So with that being said, the reason that you went through what you went through with people is because of the power that you had to you, and how these people were used to destroy that in you, right? You think somebody's just hurting you because of their reasons? Nah, like, they are controlled. Those actions that they took, those steps that they made, you know, those thoughts, those emotions, they are being controlled by something much higher than them. They don't even know that they're being controlled. They don't know. So nothing is as it seems. That's why we must pray for a discerning mind, a discerning heart, a discerning spirit. Meaning that we must always pray for awareness, pray for knowing, pray for clarity, because awareness is half the battle. Knowing that someone ain't right prevents you from being compromised by that person, or being hurt or put in harm's way or threatened by that person, because you already know what's up about them. You already know what's going on. So if you didn't know, you would have fallen for it. You would have been put in a vulnerable position that would have put you in a certain state of being where you had to rise up again from something. And it's not easy to rise up again. To rise up again would mean that you had to fall, you had to die. They killed that version of you that was once loving, or wants this, wants that, and you had to restore that version of yourself so that you don't lose it because of what happened. You see what it is? It's always deep and spiritual when it comes to things like this. It always is. You wonder why. So it's like an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example, right? Another one. You wonder, like, let's say like there's a man that's chasing after this woman, like with everything. Like this man could, let's say this man is in a position to have anyone that he really wants or do whatever he wants to do, but he's fixated and obsessing on this one woman that doesn't want anything to do with him. This woman is repulsed and disgusted by even the thought of being with this man, let alone sleeping with him, right? And it gets to the point where it's not just this man chasing after this woman. It's the fact that this man wants to feed his spirit with this woman's energy. Not having this woman puts this man in a position to feel hungrier the more she rejects him. Vice versa, if a woman chases a man, it's not just them doing it because they want attention or they just like to cause drama. People be hungry within their spirit, and your energy just feeds them because it has that power, because it has that light attached to it. You got to be mindful, guys. It ain't just what it seems to be out here. Discernment and awareness and knowing is the ultimate weapon for us as people that believe in God and people that walk in light, because our energy always attracts darkness. Sun and moon, there has to be that balance. Not everybody is a good person, and not everybody is a bad person either. Everybody has a dark side, a shadow side, and when it's mastered, there's that equilibrium, that balance where the shadow is not controlling the light side, right? There's balance. The shadow just exists within its form, but it doesn't mean it has any control within the person. That's self-mastery. No one on this earth can really achieve that if they're not seeking it. People be worried about other things. People value other things. You think somebody worried about addressing what's really going on within themselves? Nah, they would rather stay delusional because that's where it's comfortable at. So you got to be mindful. Not everybody is like you out here harnessing their energy for good, doing good, thinking good, feeling good, just spreading positivity. Other people are hungry for positive people because within them it's just darkness, it's just negativity. We have the Four of Wands here. We have Sagittarius energy with this Four of Wands. It's like the more you know, the better of a chance you have. It's like if you didn't know if you didn't know someone was against you, or you didn't know you were in trouble or in danger, what would be the chance that you get to succeed or to be safe or to be saved and delivered? What chance would you get in that situation to make it out of it? Because obviously you don't know, you're thinking it's something that it's not. That's why these people here that did you wrong in life, and people that wear false masks, even if they're stealing your energy, the reason they do that is, beloved, that's the game of life. Who is going to show that they're evil? Especially if they're trying to hide it for a specific purpose and benefit. Who is going to reveal it? Who is going to say, yes, I do this in the dark? Who's going to say, yes, I have these sick, vile, demented, twisted thoughts and feelings about you? Who is going to do that? People be playing this game of life, and they're just actresses and actors out here. You got to be mindful. People know what they be wanting out of other people. They feel like they got to play it off a certain way to get there or to get it. Can be just, you got to be aware, you got to know, got to discern who's who. Because once you understand as well, right, you have that discernment and understanding and knowing and awareness. You now know how to move around certain people. You now know how to be around certain people. You won't go tell an enemy something that is sacred to you, or something special, something significant, something valuable. You'll just play the game that they playing and move on with life. They'll never have you the way they want you, because you know who they are. It's like one of those situations where another analogy, reference point, case study, and example, right? Let's say okay, it's coming to me in this way, right? I was going to deliver this analogy, this reference point, this case study, this example in a certain way, but I'm channeling it in a different way. I watched this other program, right? And it's this, I guess it's a podcast, but it's like a show where these two sisters, they're actually twins, right? They have this show where they interview people that have gone through deep spiritual warfare, and they tell their stories, right? They interview them and allow them to tell their stories, and they just dissect it for other people watching, so that they spread that awareness, and they just help people understand how things really work. So it's a beautiful program now that you think about it, right? Or now that I think about it. So in that instance, there was this one woman that was interviewed by, the host of the show or the podcast, but I consider it to be a show. They said this woman was like, she was explaining her love life, and that the video for this woman's story was titled "How I Slept with the Wrong Man and Lost Everything Afterwards," right? She explained in that instance that this man had stolen her luck. All of a sudden, after sleeping with this man, whatever this man did behind the scenes, whether it was a sacrifice, a ritual, spell, black magic, voodoo, I'm saying, witchcraft, whatever it was, it took this woman's power away, to the point where opportunities started like dodging her, doors started closing on her. Real life things, real life effects, guys. So this woman went on to say that this man was the one that, this man was her last straw, because she had attracted in men before that tried to also sell her a dream. All right, men that weren't right, men that were unstable, men that mentally they were a little bit sick, even emotionally, just like they just had things that they were carrying. And this woman, because of her fantasy, she said it, because of her fantasy to have a certain man or to have a man, she did not want to let go of it until she had to, when she almost lost it. Well, she did lose everything when she slept with this one man, and that was the last straw. And the beautiful thing about this show is that all these people that are interviewed, after they experience with spiritual warfare, they always make their way to God. It's basically like that, where they explain what they went through, and then they explain that was their journey back to God. Crazy, right? But yeah, so this woman, she basically was saying that she ended it off in a crazy way. Like, this statement had me, I had to pause it a little. I was like, whoa. She's like, I basically always attracted the same spirit, just in a different body. Talking about the men that she dealt with. The same spirit, just in a different body. Yeah. I'm going to leave it like that, okay? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. I'm being called to end this message here. This was your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time, and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, as well as career and finances. You'll find the link to my Patreon listed in my description box below. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google. Search it and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. I thank you all for everything and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.